We continue Ariyavasa Sutta from Anguttara Nikaya. First, we have to recite Ariyavasa Sutta Pali. Can you follow me? Tassa ime bhagave Ariyavasa Yeriya Avasain Suva Avasandiva Avasai Sandiva Kadame Dasa Ida Bhagave Bhikkhu Pinjinga Webino Hodi Chalinga Samanagato Ekareko Chatura Basino Panona Pijeka Sijam Samawaya Satisano Anawila Singapore Pasada Gaya Singaro Suimoda Jaita Suimoda Binyo. We recite together. Tassa ime bhagave Ariyavasa Yeriya Avasai Suvam Avasandivam Avasai Sandivam Kadame Dasam Ida Bhagave Bhikkhu Pinjinga Webino Hodi Chalinga Samanagato Ekareko Chatura Basino Panona Vijega Seja Samawaya Satisano Anawila Singapore Pasada Gaya Singaro Suimoda Jaita Suimoda Binyo. More sincere aphorism, follow me. To abandon the 5 factors, to be fulfilled with the 6 factors, and 1 protection, to depend on the false supports, and to dispel personal truths, to be free from searching, to have pure thoughts, to come the in and out breath, to have a well-liberated mind, and well-liberated wisdom. The fully enlightened Buddha expounded the 10 features of Ariyavasa. So previous Ariyas, present Ariyas, and future Ariyas. Previous Ariya, Vipassi Buddha, Sikhi Buddha, Visavi Buddha, Kakusanda, Gautama, Gonagamana, Kasava Buddha. And there are countless disciples in the past dwell in this Ariyavasa, the abode of noble ones. During the current dispensation of our Gautama Buddha, all Ariyas are still dwelling in the same Ariyavasa. There will be countless Ariyas during the dispensations of future Buddha, such as Midya Buddha. Mitya Buddha and all their disciples and Ariyas, we dwell in this Ariyavasa. So there are 10 Ariyavasa, but we have to start this sutta with the third features, Ekareko, to be endowed with a single God, so that practitioner can understand the discourse better from practical point of view. Wealthy people or powerful people keep guards at their houses to ensure their security. In the same way, there is a guard at the Ariyavasa. So Ekareka, what a single guard means. To explain that meaning, Buddha posed a question. Katinja bhikkhue bhikkhu ekareko hoti. Bhikkhus, how is a bhikkhu endowed with the single God? And Buddha answered, Ida bhikkhue bhikkhu satarakina jitasa samanagato hoti. Bhikkhus, a bhikkhu is endowed with the mind guarded by sati, mindfulness. The God at the abode of noble ones is sati, mindfulness. If we want to dwell there, we need to have our every state of mind, every state of consciousness, citta guarded by sati, mindfulness. So we want to dwell in this Ariyavasa because we don't want to aging, we don't want to have sickness, we don't want to die, we don't want any suffering. So we are here to practice that satipatthana or sati. So our duty is to have every single state of mind guarded by mindfulness. So Buddha said, a bhikkhu is endowed with every consciousness, every state of consciousness guarded by mindfulness. It is only an arahant, a fully enlightened person, who can be endowed with perfect mindfulness. The arahant is mindful of whatever he or she does physically, verbally, or mentally. So arahant's mind is well guarded by mindfulness. Being mindful constantly, he or she never does anything bad. He or she never speaks anything wrong or harmful to other people and never think of anything sinful. So Arahant is praised in this way, Tassa Charato Chiva, Tita Tocha, Sutta Sacha, Jagra Sacha, Satatan Samitan, Jnana Dasana Pichupatitan. Whether going, standing, sleeping, or awakening, Arahant is constantly endowed with knowledge and vision. So we should know that Arahant has always his thoughts guided by mindfulness, no matter whether he or she is doing or speaking or thinking of. So the mindfulness does not suddenly lead to the full enlightenment, like something that suddenly appears out of nowhere. Mindfulness appear not from the sky. Mindfulness gradually develops. You become arahant because since you have been developing as an anagami, you become, your anagami mindfulness is almost perfect because you have been practicing since you are Sakadagami. As Sakadagami mindfulness is also credited to the mindfulness developed as a Sotapanna. Your Sotapanna mindfulness is very remarkable in comparison with the ordinary people, because since you are you are Buddhajana, you have been practicing mindfulness for long. So appreciates to such significance mindfulness as Sotapanna mental defilements are never strong enough to commit evil deeds that can lead to be reborn in the four woeful states. Sotapanna has still certain kinds of mental defilements. Sotapanna has still have kamaraga, sensual desire, pyavara, aversion, moha, delusion, mana, conceit, and so on. But Sotapanna's mental defilements are never strong enough to commit evil deeds like killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, etc. Mental defilements decrease both in degree and frequency. Why? Because they are they have a mind guarded by powerful mindfulness. Now Vipassana yogi can agree to this state. Vipassana yogi can realize it from your own experience. But if you not reach this stage, then you have to accept it by faith. At least you need to have faith in what the Buddha himself spoke in praise of Sotapanna. The Buddha said that a Sotapanna never does any demerits that can lead to woeful states. Now practitioners are practicing seriously. You have practiced mindfulness day and night, continuously, diligently. So you will be sure that what the fully enlightened Buddha said about Sotapanna is true. So if you want to realize this fact from your own experience, we have to encourage you to put effort in the development of mindfulness. So if you develop mindfulness to a remarkable extent, you will realize how well it acts in nature as a vigilant guard. Sotapanna has three kilesa, some kilesa, but Sotapanna would crave for an object if desirable, and would be adverse against that object if undesirable. Because Sotapanna is not free from greed and hatred, but Sotapanna always become mindful of such unwholesome states and keeps them under control before they become violent. So in this way, the mental defilements of Sotapanna would lose their momentum because mindfulness try to capture that the unwholesome mental states. So Sotapanna never go violence, unlike in the case of common people. Putujana. So for sure, Sotapanna would be lustful or angry occasionally, but these mental defilements are never strong enough to make him or her capable of killing, stealing, sexual misconducts, telling as lie, harmful to other peoples, etc. So Buddha said that a Sotapanna does not commit any evil deeds that can lead to woeful states. So Venerable Mahasi Sayadaw, at one time he read an article that badly damaged to a Sotapanna attributes, written by a very famous writer in Myanmar. So thinking highly of himself and abusing his reputation, that famous writer wrote it beyond his capacity. So even he wrote that a Sotapanna could commit murder. Sotapanna can kill. So that famous writer article is really offensive and seriously degrading to his spiritual status of a Sotapanna. So it is hard to believe that that famous writer wrote such a very inferior article. He even rendered it into English and then put it in a magazine. So it is really an ugly mistake he made. So it is it is really jeopardizing to the reputation of the teaching of the Buddha. Today in Myanmar, people are propagating the true teaching of the Buddha on a high scale. So there were convention of the Sixth Buddhist Council at the Mahasi Sayadaw time. With a single kind of consciousness, Ekandriya. So in order not to clash with them, Buddha prohibited his monks from destroying grass and trees. So in the Vinaya Pitaka, Buddha laid down that Buddha Gama Paravyataya Pachitiya. By cutting, breaking the growth of the trees is an Pachitiya offense. So Buddha laid down in the Vinaya. So in the world where many people greatly appreciate the doctrine of non-violence, it is really bad to say that a Sotapanna is still liable to kill a living beings. It's very bad. In fact, a true Sotapanna never takes life. A true Sotapanna never does violence. If someone is prone to commit killing, he or she can by no means regard it as a Sotapanna. He or she is not real Sotapanna. On top of that, a Sotapanna is not liable to commit stealing, sexual misconduct, telling lies, damaging to others' welfare, and intoxicating drinks and drugs under any circumstances. So that is why Buddha honored a Sotapanna as a person who observe moral precepts, who observe sila perfectly, silesu paripurakari. Sotapanna observe sila perfectly. So in view of this fact, keep in mind that anyone still capable to break any of 5 precepts is not a Sotapanna at all. And Mahasi Sayadaw, Venerable Mahasi Sayadaw explained this point more detail. He had many references from Pali texts and commentaries. So Mahasi Sayadaw said that yogi should steadfastly bear in mind that anyone cannot be considered as Sotapanna if he or she does not observe the 5 precepts perfectly and effortlessly. Then Venerable Mahasi Sayadaw made clear the points of Little Father. His object in doing so is to help enlighten some people who have not too much knowledge. So as Sotapanna's perfect observance of 5 precepts has been unanimously recognized not only by Buddhist scholar, but even by non-Buddhist Pali scholar, also for over 2,500 years since the Buddha's time. In fact, that famous writer is the only one who got confused and astray in his thinking and expressed his own unreasonable view without any spiritual authority to support it. But if his senseless writings were to influence and mislead and mislead people who have not too much knowledge, so we would encounter such a shameless individual like this. Oh, he is Sotabana, but he drink a lot. He is Sotabana, but he drug addict. He is Sotabana, he is evildoer. That kinds of shameless individual we would encounter. So thereby causing damage to the reputation of the Buddha's teaching and to the welfare of people also. So Venerable Mahasi Sayadaw cannot afford to ignore this potential danger, and he gave serious thoughts to it in his teaching. Venerable Mahasi Sayadaw gave a few explanations from the Pali Canon and commentaries for moral uplift of those who are not well grounded in Pali literature. So in Patama Sekha Sutta, among Anguttara Nikaya, numerical discourses, Buddha said that Ida Bhekkhve Bhikkhu Silesu Paripurakari Samadhisme Mattasokari Pinyaya Mattasokari So Sotapanno Hoti is from the Anguttara Nikaya. That means bhikkhus. Here in this holy order, there is a bhikkhu who fulfills sila, morality perfectly, but concentration and wisdom partially. He is a stream enterer. So 3 training for Sotapanna. He fulfilled morality 100%. Concentration partially, wisdom partially. So maybe concentration 25%, wisdom 25%. Partially he fulfilled. But sila, morality, 100%. So we need to remember Sotapanna fulfills morality perfectly. Sotapanna fulfills concentration and wisdom partially. He is a Sotapanna, stream enterer. So can you follow me? A bhikkhu fulfills morality perfectly, but concentration and wisdom partially. He is a string enterer. He is a Sotapanna. So they practice seriously, but concentration and wisdom not complete, not perfect. But their morality perfect. So their morality perfect 100%, concentration and wisdom partially, maybe 25% like this. Sakadagami the same, morality 100%, concentration and wisdom partially, and then continue to practice, and then training Anagami. Silesu Paripurakari, Samadhi Samain Paripurakari, Pinyaya Mata Sokari. So that is Anagami. So for Anagami, Sila 100%, Samadhi 100%, Pinya partially, Pinya not complete yet, not perfect yet. So a bhikkhus fulfill morality perfectly, concentration perfectly, but wisdom partially. He is a non-returner. So can you follow me? A bhikkhu fulfills morality perfectly, concentration perfectly, but wisdom partially. He is a non-returner. So Nagami stay have kilesa, but very subtle kilesa, subtle the mental defilements. Even though morality, sila, and samadhi are perfect, 100%, pinya not perfect yet. So that is, he is a Nagami. So for Arahants, silesu paripurakari, samadhi same paripurakari, pinyaya paripurakari. So there is a practitioner, there is a bhikkhu who fulfills morality perfectly, 100%, concentration perfectly, 100%, and wisdom perfectly, 100%. So all sila, samadhi, pinya, all are perfect. He is an arahant. Arahant. So Buddha reminded Apamadina Sampadita. Also teacher reminded all the practitioner, try to fulfill your morality, concentration and wisdom perfect. So it is a words of the Buddha. We need to follow, we need to practice to become perfect, to have perfect morality, concentration and wisdom. So can you follow me? Bhikkhus fulfill morality perfectly. Concentration perfectly and wisdom perfectly. He is an arahant. So all are perfect, he is arahants. So according to this discourse, Buddha ranked the Sotapanna, ranked the string enterer with Anagami and Arahant. So Sotapanna Sila, Anagami Sila, and Arahant Sila all the same. So Buddha ranked the Sotapanna string enterer with Arahant, Anagami, and Arahant in the case of perfect fulfillment of Sila, moral purification. Indeed, a string enterer is not yet free from some mental defilements. Sotapannas they have kamaraga, sensual desire, and aversion. But we should bear in mind that by virtue of their faith, energy, and mindfulness, and other traits of character related to their enlightenment, a monastic Sotapanna, a monastic string enterer, a monk or a nun, is morally pure in terms of strict abstinence from lokavijja, universal offenses, while lay Sotapanna, lay string enterer, layman or woman, is wholly pure in terms of perfect observance of the 5 precepts. So here you need to know lokavijja, universal offenses. So all the monastic offenses are classified into 2 kinds, lokavijja and piññattivijja. Lokavijja means universal offenses like killing, stealing, telling lies, sexual misconduct, and so on. These are universal offenses. And piññattivijja means constitutional offenses. So for the monks, they are not allowed eating dinner, dancing, singing, etc. For the monks, monks are not allowed for eating dinner, dancing, singing. But for lay people, it's no problem. So they are called universal offenses. So monastic Sotapanna is morally pure in terms of strict abstinence from universal offenses. So it would be contradiction of the Buddha teaching if in conformity with the common people's mind, he or she said that due to the lingering presence of kamaraga, sensual desire, aversion, etc., as the stream enterer's moral quality is vulnerable in the face of life-threatening dangers. So it would be contradiction of the Buddha teaching. A Sotapanna faith is perfectly well established. So their faith is endowed with mega path knowledge. So the power of such faith sustains the moral life of self-restraint in accordance with the monastic code, Patimokkha Samvara Sila. In other words, the unshakable faith in the Buddha implies compliance with his teaching that in turn leads to moral purity. That means if you have confidence in the Buddha, you follow the teaching of the Buddha, and then you observe Sila. So Sotapanna 100% believe in the Buddha, true teacher, and then he followed his teaching, so he observed Sila. On the other hand, if faith is not strong, if no faith in the Buddha, he will not follow the rules and regulations, then his Sila is not perfect. So lack of faith means deficiency of moral life. It is just like you have some sickness, you met a very skillful physician, you have 100% belief, 100% confidence in that physician. Then you follow his advice because you have confidence in this physician. But if you have no confidence in the physician, you do not follow. So as doubt about the physician professional skill makes a patient reluctant to follow his advice. So Sotapanna, a string enterer, is endowed with unshakable and experiential faith in the Buddha, faith in the Dhamma, and faith in the Sangha. So Sotapanna resolutely avoids doing anything wrong and reprehensible, even at the risk of his life and limbs. Sotapanna abstain from doing evil. Moreover, because of his or her energy based on mega enlightenment, Sotapanna puts effort only in wholesome livelihood. Again, because of enlightenment based mindfulness, Sotapanna never arouses greed, hatred, etc. to the degree of transgression that can lead to the woeful states. So by virtue of such exceptional faith, effort, mindfulness, and other moral qualities, the moral life of Sotapanna is totally pure and secure. And then Mahasi have another reference, Uparipanasa commentary and Ingottara commentary, and Samoha Vinodani commentaries. So commentary mentioned that suppose there is a noble one, there is an Ariya, who does not know that he had attained Sotapannahood in his previous life. So that Sotapanna passed away, and then he does not know that he had attained Sotapannahood in his or her previous life. And an authoritative person said that Sotapanna kill these ants and termites. You will be the monarch of this universe. So other people said that Sotapanna that Sotapanna would not kill the ants and termites. Another way, other people threaten Sotapanna. If you don't kill ants and termites, we will behead you. Sotapanna would be rather beheaded, but not kill termites and ants and other beings. Never kill. So Sotapanna, that kinds of sila is very firm. So all the sila DNA is can be carried in life after life. And then another sutta, Buddha said in the Dhammadasa Sutta, Dhamma Mirror Sermon. So that sermon helps yogi assess your Sotapannahood. So Buddha said, Ananda, Venerable Ananda, Ananda and noble disciple has unshakable faith in the Buddha. Iti piso Bhagava Arahant Sammasambuddha, etc. The Buddha is called Arahant because he is worthy of special honor because of his extraordinary Sila Samadhi Pinya, etc. And because of this, the Blessed One is called Bhagawa because of his supernatural powers. So Sotapanna has that kinds of faith in the Buddha. As noble disciple has unshakable faith in the Dhamma, Swagato, Bhagavad, Dharmo, Sanditiko, etc. The Dhamma is well stated by the Buddha. The Dhamma is to be individual experienced by the wise. All Dhamma qualities. And noble disciple has unshakable faith in the Sangha. The Buddha disciple practice well, and they are the best fertile land to cultivate meritorious deeds. And number 4, the noble disciple is endowed with the sila cherished by the noble ones, unbroken, untorn, unblemished, unmottled, liberated, praised by the wise, ungrapes, conducive to the concentration. So there is the Dhamma mirror. If you want to check you are Sotapanna or not, you can check with the this Dhamma mirror, Dhammadasa Sutta. So a noble disciple who meets this Dhamma mirror criteria, you may declare, I am no longer prone to be reborn in the hell realm. I will not be reborn in the animal realms. I will not be reborn in the hungry ghosts or demon realms. I am a Sotapanna, no longer destined to woeful states. My attainment is irreversible. I'm just predestined to the higher attainment. Real Sotapanna can declare in this way. So here, what Venerable Mahasi Sayadaw want to emphasize is morality cherished by noble ones. That is called Ariyavasa Sila. So the commentary expound it in this way. Here, Ariyakanta Sila, virtues cherished by the noble ones means the virtue loved, cherished by enlightened ones. The noble ones never violate the 5 precepts, even in their lives after death. That is how much they cherish it. Such terms as unbroken sila, untorn sila, etc. are used in a figurative sense. For example, a bull with damage as its mouth is called kanda in Bali. And the bull in the middle has a hole. So a bull with a hole in its middle is called cheda. A cow with mottled skin is called sabala in Bali. A cow with different patches is called gamasa in Bali. So in the same way, check the person sila. A person virtue is called kanda if first or last precepts is violated. So for 5 precepts, killing or taking drugs. So if he broken the first and last precepts, that kinds of sila is called kanda. And cheda means if one of its middle precepts, that is kamesu mechachara, sexual misconduct is violated, it is called cheda. Sabala means if 2 or 3 constitutive precepts are violated, it is called sabala. And kamasa, if every other precepts are violated, it is called kamasa. So the virtues of a sotapanna is free such defect, because not broken at all or free from all defect. So sotapanna sila is very pure and 100% pure. So that sila conducive to jhanic or upachara samadhi, neighborhood concentration. So these Pali texts and commentaries show clearly that Sotapanna's moral purities remains intact even after death and necessarily conducive to the attainment of concentration, samadhi, samvitanikehi. So another sutta in the sermon given to Anatta Bindika, documented in the Sanyutta Nikaya and numerical discourse in Gotara Nikaya, Buddha mentions the 4 chief attributes of a Sotapanna, as mentioned in the Dhammamviral Sermon. Furthermore, Buddha pointed out as Sotapanna's freedom from 5 kinds of fearful foes, fearful dangers that beset anyone who violates any of the 5 precepts. So we will continue next day. The Sotapanna are free from the five kinds of fearful foes that beset anyone who violates any of the five precepts. And one protection, because of the one protection of mindfulness, the practitioner can become Sotapanna, Sakadagami, Inagami, and Arhan. And it is necessary, it is important to build Ariyavasa, the abode of noble ones. It is important to dwell in this Ariyavasa Dhamma. It is important to practice this Ariyavasa Dhamma. By practicing Vipassana meditation, by developing Ariyavasa Dhamma, by noting, rising, falling, sitting, touching, seeing, hearing, continuously and meticulously, may all yogis be liberated from all suffering. May all yogis realize the real peace in the very near future. So, we have to recite Mahasatipatthana Odesa Bali. Ekayano ayam bhikkhave Bego Sadanam Visodiyam Sogabari Devanam Samadegamaya Dogadomanasanam Adingamaya Nyayasa Adigamaya Nibanasa Sijigiriyaya Yadidam Chadaram Sadivadanam Kadame Chadaram Ida Bhikkhave Bhikkhu Kaye Kayanubasi Viharati Adabi Sambhajana Saddhima Vineya Loge Abhijadomanasam Vedanasu Vedananubasi Viharati Adabi Sambhajana Saddhima Vineya Loge Abhijadomanasam Chaite Setanubasi Viharati Adabi Sambhajana Saddhima Vineya Loge Abhijadomanasam Dhammesu Dhammanubasi Viharati Adabi Sambhajana Satima Vinayam Loge Avijja Domanasam. English translation. This is the only way, bhikkhus, for the purifications of beings, for the overcoming of sorrow and lamentation, for the disappearance of pain and grief, for reaching the noble path, for the realizations of nirvana, namely the four foundations of mindfulness. What are the four? Here in this teaching, bhikkhus, the bhikkhus tries contemplating the body in the body, ardent, clearly comprehending and mindful, removing desire and discontent in the world. Bhikkhu tries contemplating the feeling in the feelings, ardent, clearly comprehending and mindful, removing desire and discontent in the world. Bhikkhu tries contemplating the consciousness in the consciousness, ardent, clearly comprehending and mindful, removing desire and discontent in the world. Twice contemplating the Dhamma in the Dhammas, ardent, clearly comprehending and mindful, removing desire and discontent in the world. Honoring and sharing merits. Imaya Dhammanu Dhammapatipatiyam Bodham Bujemi Imaya Dhammanu Dhammapatipatiyam Dhammam Bujemi Imaya Dhammanu Dhammapatipatiyam Sangham Bujemi Imaya Dhammanu Dhammapatipatiyam Mata Vidara Ujemi Himaya Dhammanu Dhammapatipatiyam Acariye Ujemi Adaimaya Patibadaya Jaramaranama Parimojaisami Idame Punya Asawakaya Waham Kodu Idame Silam Mega Bhalanya Nasa Pajaya Hodu Imana Punya Bhagan Sava Sadhana Dema Sayadaw Sayadaw Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.